All right. We
Hey,
should be
Sean.
live. Hello, hello, hello. How are you, Mr. Walter?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm gonna just go over to just to make sure if anybody's watching, you can pop on the chat. Let us know we are live. I'm just gonna double check over here on the Facebooks, and we're live. I think we should have sound.
Great.
I'm not sure if we
Yep.
have sound.
Okay. There's Heather Brownlee. Hello, Heather. It looks like folks are slowly starting to come in.
Good, good, good. There we go. We got sound. Week 2. We made it. We made it.
We did. We did. Imagine that.
I know.
You
Oh,
know,
we've got her popping in. Shirley is back. Sandy Powers, welcome. Francie R, welcome. Dawn, welcome. Yeah, Dawn, we're having, she was over on my channel. So we're having some technical difficulties just figuring out all how to restream in this software. So we had it set up, and then to get Walter in, we couldn't make that work. So we'll have the bugs fixed out by next week to make this work. So
absolutely.
glad you guys found us. Welcome, Melissa and Joyful Creations. I'm not sure of everybody's name. So if you know them and I'm just saying their screen name, by all means, you let me know who they are.
Definitely. Hello, friends. And Brandon's here as well. And yep, you saw Dawn. So yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah.
So how are you feeling after last week, Walter?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Me too.
Think that it went well. We had a lot of fun. I think folks with us had a lot of fun. So, I'm ready to have a lot of fun again.
I heard shortly after that day or the day after, I can't remember. We sold out. Like we sold out of those bundles last week, I heard. So I was shocked. I even texted Candy. I'm like, "Can you check? Because I'm being told we're out of bundles."
and nice job on your part there, because you were definitely mentioning it. So
yeah, you were, and you had it going. So should we start like we did last week and just kind of show them our cards, and I got mine finished extremely late last night because my package came pretty late in the day, and then I had other stuff. So we have very different cards. I mean, color theme even. Like I went pinky and purpley, and we even color theme we went different. So that was kind of fun to see.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely had a different vibe going. I think they're both a lot of fun. So yeah, do you want to head down to our desktops and we can go ahead and go over the bundle? And
let's do it.
Okay.
And let me zoom in. I had this set up for the other stream, so I'm going to just rely on chat. If I zoom in too far or not far enough, just let me know. Because let me see if I can just make this bigger since I don't need the other screens. That might help. Oh, there we go.
Well, this is interesting. I have to unplug plugging it back in. It's not allowing me to select it this week, which is a little.
I think Brenda is Sister Brenda, correct?
Sister Brenda. Yep.
So Sister Brenda's back. Penny. Hey, T. Finally found us. T, we had some technical difficulties. So normally, yes, you can find me on my channel and Facebook and Brutus Monroe, but we'll get it fixed for next week. T follows my stuff, and I follow her stuff. She is a amazing mixed artist person, and she helps me out quite a bit when I got questions. So
yeah.
Greg, welcome back. I'm backwards, Melissa. You know what? That happened once before. Give me 1 second to see if I can fix that. Thanks for calling that out, because I know it's not going to work to flip that way. Let me see here. If Candy is in chat, Candy, how did I fix this last time?
I think, let's see. It's in the settings. Yep. So you go to the settings.
And it was mirror something, if I remember right.
Under video, yeah, you'll see where it says in the settings under video mirror camera.
Oh, there we go. I think that fixed it.
Toggle that. There you go.
Okay.
Nice.
We're just all supposed to read backwards. That's the challenge for the evening.
So whoever told you that, was that Melissa?
Uh,
That told you were backwards?
somebody in the chat. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Melissa, you got an A. You passed the test this week.
Yes, exactly. Thanks for paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll let you start. If you want to start, we'll just go through package and then our cards.
Sure, I'd love to.
All right.
Okay, the one thing I have to grab, let me just grab my paper pad, which I had to the side. So, this week we are working with the beautiful spring floral paper pad. New paper pad. I absolutely love this. It's to me it has a very retro feel, which I really love. We're working with the You Make Me Happy stamp, which currently is part of the Monroe Madness, and you can get it for free.
And they'll get that with the bundle because the bundle's $60. If they spend 60, that's what they get when they spend 60. So that comes free with the bundle.
Yep. And we're working with the stencil of the month, the jelly bean stencil, which I think is a lot of fun. I really like this stencil.
I agree. It's a fun one to, like, you could literally color pencil this in. I'm smearing the chroma glaze through it, but it's big, so it's a nice big space to fill.
Yeah. We have two chroma glazes. We have the red and the lime that we'll be using. And we're using a yellow, a pink, and a blue. These are all in the bundle, chroma mists. And I did sneak in a couple of different ones that are new chroma mists. I'm also using for my basket the wheat and the bark, but those are not part of the bundle.
That's funny. I did the same exact thing. So, yep.
Great minds, my friend.
That's right. That's right. Raven. Did you mention the Raven?
Oh, yeah. And we have our Raven ink. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I am using tonight on mine the aubergine paper. Really nice cardstock. This is 100 pounds, so it's got great weight to it. This is going to be my background. I'm using a pink. And then the I think also in the bundle comes the alcohol paper. So that'll be my that's the card-based stuff.
Yeah, and for a card base, I am using, I did some prep work so that I wasn't falling behind. I'm using, my card has a very vintage feel, so I'm using a lunch bag card panel because I love lunch bag. And another thing is, did you know that with every order from Brutus Monroe, you get a free product? And the free product is the packing paper. People, save your packing paper. I'm using it in my card tonight. I love creating with the packing paper, and you get it free every time, so you may as well. So I'm also using some packing paper.
I knew you were going to have to say that. You said that, I think, one of the first times we chatted too, that like I use that packing paper all the time. Don't throw that away, Sean. Yeah. I knew you were going to say that.
So I did something a little different to get started, and that is instead of stenciling the jelly beans, I ran the stencil with my card panel through my die cutting machine, and it's hard to see it here, unfortunately, but it dry embosses your panel, and so it gives a little bit of depth there, which I liked. And instead of like spreading on the chroma glaze with a palette knife, I'm actually going to use a paintbrush and just paint the jelly beans that you'll see on the sides.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Love that.
Yeah, something different.
I knew Tracy, not afraid of color. We call her T. I treasured the packing paper. I knew she was going to comment on that one for sure, because that is totally right up her alley as well. So I love that. We've got comments are flying again tonight, Walter. So I'll try my best to keep up a little bit. Yeah. I use the packing paper for the grandkids. They can draw on it. So yeah, that's a great idea too.
It's perfect. Yeah. I also keep it because sometimes, even though I have a glass mat, I don't, sometimes I'm thinking about cleanup and I'm a little lazy, and I just put a piece out and just do my work on that, and then I can just crumple it up and throw it out.
Oh yeah. Did you show your card already? Did I miss that?
I did not yet. So, hi,
So this is
Jill.
gonna this is gonna be mine. We're doing a little weaving. Easter to me is just basket weave, so I couldn't resist to do some weaving on this one for tonight. So a little bit basket weaving. I'm gonna be honest. I had the measurements in here for my scoring and my cutting in the description. On the other one, we couldn't get to work. So after tonight, I'll go back in and throw some comments in there on the measurements, and I will actually put my little. If you can read my writing, I'll put my sticky note on screen. So it's just there if you want to pause, if you can read my writing too. But there's measurements on what I did to score and cut. So
Perfect. That's real. I love what you did with the Easter grass.
yeah, that's this old school dollar store um, basket grass with the basket weave. I couldn't resist a little bit of texture in there. So I'm gonna get messy first and get my chroma glaze going. And
All right. And then for my card, as I mentioned, I did more of a vintage feel. So here's where I have my my embossed panel with the stencil, and I painted in the jelly beans that will be seen on the sides. And then I used a piece of the paper and die cut it and centered it. And then I have my bunny centered in there with a little bit of the packing paper in the background. And I also went over it with some distress inks to kind of add some grunge onto it.
love it. I'm using my what's the official name of this? My little blending buddy for the first time. To smear my glaze. I always got to get that word smear in there somewhere. I just love using that word.
I mean, yeah, it's fun.
They're loving your card. Love your card, Walter.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody did a video. Christy did a video a while back with using that brown paper.
Yes. Yep. I use it so often. I just, especially if, it doesn't have to be a vintage theme, but where I do a lot of vintage theme things, it just, I mean, it's a part of, I feel like it's just a part of the overall aesthetic.
What's that brown? It's that craft and,
Yeah.
texture, crumpling it up. And it's so kind of Brutus Monroe to give us a free product with every order.
I agree. And you know what? I order from lots of different companies. And I do have to say, the packing paper from Brutus Monroe is, I think, the best. It's a nice thick, it's not too thin. And I've never had any issues with it. And it doesn't have like that waxy feel to it that some have.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
You use it quite a bit in your cards too, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We're going to lift this up, and then we'll do the Easy Bake Oven from last week over here on the side on this one again. So I added yellow. That is not in our package, but again, you can always add the yellow chroma glaze because I just thought the red, green, and yellow would look Easter-ish.
Yeah, Sean and I are a little rebellious. We like to maybe try to sneak an extra thing or two into use.
I can't help it. I mean, we could make a card out of everything, but then I'm like, okay, but if I add that, like, I can't help it.
Well, when you have so many fun things that you can use, it's hard not to be tempted.
Exactly. And I did lint my mat so that this will pop off this week without tearing.
Oh,
it's working. So I even tested it because I'm like, I cannot rip another sheet of paper. There we go. I got it off without ripping and shredding it. So we'll let this dry. And then my blending buddy all dirty over here.
John, you're getting some compliments. I believe it was, T said, look how tender you're using your glaze.
Well, because I didn't want to get my new sticky mat too dirty. once it gets dirty and I get it broken in, yes, I'll get even messier. I'm trying not to get too messy. I'm going to pop this right up here in the corner. So if anybody wants to zoom in, these are my measurements if you can read them to score. So I'm going to score this and weave this while that's drying. And then I'll blend it. So what I do, this column here, everyone, is just this is my measurements to score in, I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit, in portrait. Then once I get it scored, it'll create two thicker lines. I'm going to turn it so the lines are at the top, and I'm going to score the first row and the third row this, and then this middle row this, and it'll make sense as I do this. So this is my first score lines in orientation form here. Portrait.
What did you have a certain inspiration for this idea last night when you were creating it?
Yeah, I wanted to do some sort of basket something. And let's see, 1/4, 3/4, and 1. And so I was gonna weave the whole card front, and then I was like, I wasn't in the mood to weave the whole card front. And so I wanted to weave just a couple strips. So I kind of Pinterest something, and then I found this little couple rows of things, but then it had no measurements. So then I just had to sit here and measure out, I wanted to do 1/4-inch strips, basically.
Okay. Hello,
and then because of the basket weave, I had to get the grass in there. So that's where the grass, and I had already got the grass because I bought that on the way home from work yesterday, thinking, okay, if I can squeeze grass into this somewhere, I'm going to.
There you go. Yeah, nice. Just wanted to say hello to Ellen, who joined, and my sister Amanda, who joined.
Javi or Yavi?
Javi, yep, that's actually
Javi?
my sister Amanda. Yep, she uses her
got it.
her hubby's YouTube account.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, now you'll see I've turned this so my rows are at the top, and I've created 3 thicker rows. The first row of measurements here is for this first one and last one. Then this middle one is this last one here. And you'll see, because it's going to alternate it, is what it is, all it does. And then I just score in between the big row, not the whole thing.
Okay.
Hopefully that's making sense to everybody. And then I'll just cut these out. So those are going to be my weaving points, essentially. How about you? What was your inspiration for tonight?
My inspiration for tonight, I'm just going to bring the card, the first one I made. I was going for like a little bit of that look of, do you remember those old sugared eggs where you'd look in the hole and you'd see like the bunny scene?
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the general, idea I was going for.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no glitter, like the sugar around the outside of the egg, but that was generally what inspired me for this.
Right. If I go silent, it's because my brain can't think measurements and talk at the same time.
I get it. No worries. No worries. I was actually pretty busy just before the live. I've been packing because tomorrow I'm heading down to Cape Cod for Crop on the Cape with Jen Shirkus.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen some people commenting about it. So
yeah, I went last year for the first time. It was a blast. So lucky that my niece is going to watch my dogs for me, and I'm going to be able to go again this year.
Cool. Very cool. She does lots of mixed media stuff. I love her stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm just cutting. I have a piece of cardboard underneath here, and I'm just cutting on those score lines that I did on the rows to create my little slits here to weave with.
Uh-oh, I saw a comment that I'm getting into trouble. Walter is getting bad uncle award. Uh-oh, what did I do?
Uh-oh. Are you not paying her enough to watch the dogs? What did you not do?
I I don't know. Let me scroll up a little further and see.
What did we miss?
Oh, my niece. I didn't say hello to my niece.
Oh,
Hello, Bree.
hello, niece. Let's give her a couple hellos to make up. We'll make up for it.
Francie's yelling at me. Hello, Bree.
That's funny. My friend Tonya, her son thinks he's going to be the next biggest YouTube star, and he has found out that I'm doing this, and so I've got. I know you can't have kids, but you can have kids if the parent is in the scene the whole time. So I thought it would be fun to maybe send him an invite to be on my channel or something, and then send him a package that he can color or something on screen or something. I'm trying to figure out how to do that legally because of all the guidelines with kids and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But he just is infatuated with YouTube, and she's like, he would die if he got an invite to be on YouTube. Like, he would probably literally go bananas.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been busy like painting my jelly beans, and I didn't see Bree enter. I apologize. I know, T, right? Like, she is watching my dogs, and I didn't even say hi to her. Oh, the nerve.
Right? Now you're going to have to leave her special treats. Get her some candy or something.
Oh, yeah.
How old is the niece that's watching the dogs?
Oh, she's 27, going to be 28.
Oh, so not like a teenager. Oh, well, just get her something to drink then. Leave her a bottle of something.
Oh, funny.
I'm just cutting these into 1/4 inch strips, but what I'm trying to do is line it up so my 1/4 inch, and I get a whole row of the pattern, because the pattern is perfectly a 1/4 inch. I just have to cut off a sliver of the design, but not enough to really notice. So I'm just making sure I have a whole row of design. All right. Hold, please. I have to take a Xanax now. Oh, goodness. All right. I'm just going to do a little ink blending. So I just wanted to blend this out around the edges here before I weave this and glue that down. So I'm just using, I've got Catherine Pooler. So just a little pucker up around the edges to soften this down.
Oh, jeez.
Can't drink because of chemo. He made sure to stock me up. But hey, there you go. The electrolytes, those will work. Those will work.
I am going to mute so I can use a dryer, and I'll be right back, Sean.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. I'm just looking at chat here. I feel everyone's great aunt at the point. Ellen, yes. I think we're all uncles and aunts and stuff, aren't we, really? Especially with nieces and nephews and stuff. For sure. So I just alternate these. I did a different design on each one just to be fun. This one turned out a little thinner, so I'll throw that one in the middle. What I do is where I've got my 1/2 inches, that's where the paper is going to go under. So I've got to make sure that I weave this so that the paper goes under that little spot, because I want these long spots where it humps up. Okay. And then you just literally, you're just paper weaving at this point and running this through. Better yet, make it a margarita. Now we're talking my language right there. Sean, question. Have you had your Catherine Pooler ink for a long time? I'm wondering how often they need to be re-inked, Francie. I have had them for, it's literally the first ink line that I purchased. And now I've got halvesies and portions of other ones. So these ones I've had probably 7 years, and I have not even re-inked all of them. So I've got the re-inkers for all of them because I use the re-inkers for other stuff. But Yeah, they work really well. Now just know that they are foam, they're not felt. So once you get them juicy, they squish out really easy. So you've got to be careful if you've just re-inked them or they're fresh, not to push too much, because they get really juicy. The felt ones are a little harder, and so you can push down a little bit more. But yeah, I've had these Catherine Pooler since day one, to be honest. And I love their colors are great, but yeah, I don't re-ink them very often, but I've used the re-inkers for other projects and other fun stuff.
Do you like those inks better than most, or?
I'll be honest. Because somebody had asked while you were on mute there, how long I've had them.
Okay.
I'm looking at other brands because I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the foam as much. And only reason, not because they're faulty, I get heavy-handed very easily, and so especially when they're fresh, they just the ink comes out so easily and it squishes out, and my heavy hand, I can't control that heavy hand as easy.
Gotcha. Yep.
Where the felt is just a little harder when you push down, so it there's a little bit more give.
Okay.
But I like the colors. Like I do like the color choices that she has, and she comes out with new colors all the time. And
nice.
now to get these humps even, I put a little glue underneath the backside here, and then I glue that down to hold those humps up, because they will flatten down. So I'm just gluing that backside is all I'm doing there. All right, so then this one would come out. Got to always figure out the innie, the outie. Sandy, yes. So Sandy says she likes the Simon Hurley. I know we carry the Simon Hurley. I haven't tried them. I do like his colors though. Like I've watched so much of his stuff. I love his colors. On distress, I have a good amount of distress. So I do love me some distress.
Yeah.
And that's just because I've been dabbling more in that mixed media stuff, and I started looking into the distress stuff. Really, is my reason.
Yeah, I have a lot of the distress, both the distress inks and the oxides. I do have quite a few Simon Hurley inks, and I do like them. So yeah, those are, and I do tend to also use Altenew and Concord and Ninth inks as well.
I haven't tried any of those. I've got some Gina K, Catherine Pooler, some distress, and I did buy like 2 just to try some of the Simon Says stamp ones. And I think I bought those just because they kept popping up on video. So I'm like, I got to try a couple. It seems like people were using them quite a bit. So I bought it I think I bought like an orange and a yellow or something.
Okay.
So this evening, if everyone is interested, so these bundles went out relatively quick last week, and you buy the bundle, you're going to get this stamp for free. The Jelly Bean stencil is $8 extra, so for $68, you're going to get pretty much everything that we're using tonight. Because the paper pads come with this floral pad comes with, so add that $8 stencil, and then you're going to get the free stamp that we're using, and then you've got the whole shebang.
Yeah, it's a really nice bundle.
We went a little bit more of the consumables this time, just to kind of get some people some working product too, with the sprays and the chroma glaze and stuff. So
yeah.
We'll try to be thoughtful of like mixing some of these up with consumables and stamps and product and stencils and things, is kind of the idea to show you guys.
Definitely. Yep.
Thank you, Francie. Loving my little weaving. It's easy to do. It just is a little tedious to try to get the humps and get them to stay and glue them. But it's not too bad. I just like adding texture as much as I can. I like stuff to pop off cards. I'm gonna have to invest in a lot of small boxes because I feel like a lot of the cards I make are not envelope worthy sometimes.
We can be our own worst critics, can't we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm going to be thoughtful for who I give it to, it's like, okay, just so you know, this one's going to cost a little more to sand.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. I hope you like the car. No, I'm just kidding. That one to glue down there in the middle, and then we'll move on. All right, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. So this is where I'm going to lay my little jelly bean pieces on this side. I'm going to keep it drying because I do have one prepared, but if it dries in time, I can cut the one I just made. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to stamp and color and get my color going here. And I'm going to use the Chroma Mists to do a little coloring. Not really any water. I'm going to have just a teensy bit of color or water, but not a ton. This is more about like a fill in the blank kind of coloring, not a watercolor kind of technique stuff. So get my Raven out. Where did I put my Raven?
Yeah, folks are loving your paper weaving, Sean.
Oh, yay.
That is fun.
Francie, not afraid, guaranteed that I know that I have to spend on a fortune on ink rinkers. I'll plan on building. Yeah, honestly, yeah, they've held color for a very long time. So make them shine. Make what? I missed what was up above.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Jennifer McGuire has a great video on how to make 3D envelopes with her envelope maker. There's so much out there.
Yeah. Do you have an envelope maker?
I have a mini envelope die. That's okay. It. For like gift cards and stuff, but not like a regular, not like an A2 one.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't either. I've been thinking about one of those punch boards.
Oh, right.
For making envelopes, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
All right, I'm just using my glass mat, spraying my stuff down to use as my working board with just a tiny bit of water. This stamp, it's the smaller stamp. So this is this 3x3, 3x2?
Yeah, it's right in that ballpark, 2x3 or so, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not huge. Easy to color, fun to color. These bunnies, if you guys haven't checked out his bunny stuff for Easter, man, oh man, does he have some cute bunnies. His one he did last night with the tunnel card and stuff. Oh my gosh. These bunnies are just so adorable. They're easy to color. They're fun to color and paint. Not watercolor paper, if anybody's going to ask. I'm just using the paper that's in our bundle because I'm not even using a ton of, I just put enough water to get my brush wet, and that is it. I'm not adding it to the paper, nothing, because I just am filling in the gaps is all I'm doing.
Oh, thanks, Christy.
Walter, I have an extra punch board. I'll throw it in my suitcase. That was Christy.
Yeah. So Christy is going to be...
Thank you, Penny. I think Penny's throwing her bundle in the chat for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
They're going to start a GoFundMe for Walter's round to it.
Oh, like a punch board?
We lost you. I can't barely hear you, Walter. I'm not sure if they can.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Barely.
Barely. Oh. Let me.
There you go.
How's that?
Yep, now you're back.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what I don't know if it's me or not. So I took a little bit of my Catherine Pooler just over here because I'm going to use this for the inside of my ears and a little bit of shadowing.
So I am now just putting on the center part of my card cut from the beautiful cardstock. I chose a little bit of a different piece this time. For the first card that I made, I had chosen a floral that had like these really fun multicolored, almost like sunflowers. And this time I changed it up a little bit and went with one that has a little bit more red and pink and yellow in it, just to try to tie in the colors a little bit more. Can you hear me now, Melissa? Sean, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking it may be an internet thing.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, Ellen says, "Got you back." Okay. So I was just saying that, I was getting my center panel down into place. And with that done, I'm going to move on to, similar to Sean, to doing some coloring.
Get the paint on. I'm just using all the chroma glazes. I think I was going to double check. I think the metal came in that too. So somebody correct me. Penny, if you were on, could you double check? I think the metal was in there, if I remember right.
Thanks so much, Sheila.
Mr. Anthony, hello, sir. Welcome. Thanks for popping in with us. Anthony is from Anthony's Papercraft, the first design team I was on.
Oh, okay. Yes. I can assure you that he will not remember me, but I believe, met him in Western Mass at StamperCon this past end of May, early June.
Oh, he was had his booth.
Yes, Anthony's Papercraft was there.
Oh,
and I believe it was Anthony that I had met. Although maybe he looked like the guy from the Instagram and Facebook page. So
probably was. I think him, and then I think his partner helped him in the booth as well. But Anthony was more the selling guy and the working the booth guy.
Okay, yeah.
Had some really fun on his team. He's moved on to other ventures, so we kind of wrapped up his stuff in January. So sad, but loved working with Anthony and his stuff. He had some great stuff that I just had a blast painting and doing some fun stuff with. So
nice. Yeah, we had a nice chat there. That's what I love about those live shows, is getting to meet folks and chatting with them, and it's just a ton of fun.
Well, and look at us. Like, here we are, YouTube. There's so much of this stuff that I don't feel like we have enough of the in-person stuff anymore,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know Christopher just did they do the make and takes right at the store. And I just love that, because it's like, there's just not enough in-person stuff anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Hello, Christopher Allen. Christopher joined.
Oh, hey, Christopher. We're getting to our coloring point here.
Yeah. Everyone is loving this March release and the bunnies and the paper. It really is a fabulous release.
It is. The papers, I can't wait to get them, because I open them because you got to open them because they're just the weight of them is just awesome.
Yeah,
they're not thin, I will tell you that much. They've got some bulk to them, which just makes them so much nicer to work with and cut and do like fussy cutting on them. Oh, so easy.
I'll tell you, I am loving and having a ton of fun with the portrait cards, the rainbow portrait cards. Those were in the February release. They are so much fun.
Okay.
Truly loving those. And I ordered the rainy day ones. I can't wait until they get here.
I saw those. I do not have those yet, but I saw those. Those are so awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I thought we had a little. Where's my bluebells I've got on there? My yellow I've got on there. My green.
I can't wait, Candy. Unfortunately, now it's going to have to wait until I get back from Crop on the Cape, but next week I will be playing with them.
Tell you, the design teams put out some awesome stuff with these papers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely agree.
All right. Mine's colored. I'm going to fussy cut mine out. Is Christopher on the Devil's Tricycle? What? It's hard when you're not keeping up on the rest of the chat. Then you happen to look up at the right time. You're like, okay, I must have missed something on that. Yes, Christopher. So this bundle this week, $60. Buy the bundle. You're going to get this little stamp for this cute little stamp for free. Add that jelly bean stencil for $8. $68, and you're going to get all of this. Great, and that's the Chroma Mist, except for Walter and I have added the wheat and the bark, and the that was just it. That one, those two. So add those in there too. Be a little bit over $68, but
yeah, and you won't be disappointed. I'll tell you. I love both of these colors so much. You think, oh, well, like one's tan, one's brown. For someone like me who does a lot of vintage stuff, these are the colors that I go to most of the time.
They drive back to that muted kind of vintagey stuff,
Yep. And I'll tell you the other product that is still in stock, and I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. So if you're somebody who likes to add grunge onto cards, the vintage mists, there's one that's a tea stain. Here it is. The tea stain apricot. This stuff is amazing. I use it constantly. Really, really good.
I got to dry this just a tiny bit more. It's still a little bit damp, and it's going to rip on me. I can just feel it. Oh, my God. I ate 4 bags in 1 week of something. Luann must be talking about, changing the highway, because I think I saw he's joining the council or board of something in that neighborhood, so I think they're talking about improving their little neighborhood by the store there, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. My first business as a stylist, I had a small salon in a neighborhood, and I was on their board as well, and I'll tell you, it really gets you into the neighborhood stuff. And so is this show close enough for you to drive, or are you having to fly?
Oh, drive. So it's about an hour and a half south of Boston. So I'll be driving on down tomorrow, and Christy, who's in the chat, Christy Tips, is flying in, and she's going to be my road trip partner down to the Cape.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it. Oh, thank you, Melissa.
I just saw that. Yeah, they're talking about the Peloton lane and thumbs up for bike lanes, and she said, "Give the boys a thumbs up." Thank you. Yeah, I've got the box of goodies here sitting next to me, and I was kind of digging through it quick because of the chat they sent us earlier with the chipboard. There's some cool chipboards in these releases too.
Yeah.
Crazy Roads by the Store. Now I want that Starburst Jelly Bean. I'm telling you, that Jelly Bean stencil is really nice.
It is.
I mean, you just seen 2 ways to do it here tonight. I mean, I just took and smeared the chroma glaze through it. You ran it through and embossed it,
Mm-hmm.
and then colored it, right?
Yes. Yep. Embossed and then just painted in some of the jelly beans on the side.
Yeah, because there's enough. Those are big enough that I bet you. I'd be nice to feel that up, see that up in person, because they're big enough that I bet you that embossed really nice.
Yeah, it does a really nice job. And, that's the thing, like on camera, you really can't see it that well, but up in person, like, in person, you can feel it. And, it's just fun to use things a little different.
Mm-hmm. Gonna make that blue like it's in the sky. All right. Give this just a little quick blast of heat. And that's my little bunny, and he's holding his basket of goodies. All right, now I'm just gonna get my sentiment done while we're at it. So this one does come with the You Make Me Happy sentiment. And on my card, I embossed it. So I'm using the Alabaster embossing powder.
I love the sentiments on this release. They're fun.
Well, this whole release is just so cheerful, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Cute and cheerful, and you can't help but look at it, put a grin on your face. I wanted to point this out. Let me grab it here before I mess this up. Where'd my paper pack go? Because if you look at this paper pack, I did not realize that when I got it, I know they're double-sided, but if you look at the one side, it's the small mini versions of the design. Flip this over, and then it's like a couple extra designs, plus then the large version of these, which I was like, oh my goodness. Like this one, I love. I can't believe you're not using this one. This has got like a vintage, this reminds me of like good old aged wallpaper or something.
Yeah. I the reason why I didn't use it tonight is I have another plan for it for a design team project.
Gotcha.
Yep. I had already cased it out.
Well, I was like, okay, well, he's not going to use that one. It's beautiful. I love that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
Anthony's back. He had to restart. Well, you missed our little debacle at the beginning, Anthony, with tech issues. So Christopher, if you're in the room, I may need your help on linking this through my OBS and then having that second person join. We couldn't figure out everything's set up correctly. We just couldn't figure out how to get Walter in. So Christopher, we may need to chat if I've still got his undivided attention. Yeah, Melissa, that daisy paper is seriously all the things.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've got my embossed. One last little thing to fussy cut. And then we're going to start popping things on my card.
Nice. I actually am just about done.
Okay, my goal tonight was to beat Walter. So I wasn't the last one crafting, and I was like, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm almost there. It depends on last night. That grass was giving me a little bit of trouble last night to get it to stick. So we'll see how I do tonight.
And like, Sean, and I have to admit, though, I did some pre-work and had some things already cut and already stamped. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I did that on the first one because I think my nerves got me a little bit where I'm like, I gotta prepare a little bit, and I didn't prepare as much tonight. Yeah, that first one I was like, I'm gonna have a little bit extra prepared. I still a little behind last time too, but that's all right. All right. And the one little thing I did on mine, just to give me some room for the grass, is I did pop my bunny up on a wobble.
I actually lied. I'm going to come in with just a little bit of alabaster white on a brush just to add a little bit more for the bunny. So I'm not completely done.
Now you're just trying to make me feel better. Yeah, if that grass cooperates with me, we'll be in good shape. Yeah, Brenda. Ooh, your sister is calling you out. Brenda, okay, I almost said it, but thank you, T. I'll zoom back out here a little bit. I almost said it, but I was like, yeah, she called you out. Did you see it? She's like, I think he's working with pre-made stuff off to the side.
I did. I'm laughing. You can always count on a sibling to have your back.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let me see if this is dry enough, or we're going to use the Easy Bake Oven. Nope, it's not going to dry fast enough, and I'm not going to dry it. All right, with the powers of Miss Sarah from Monday's television powers, bada bing, we've got this one ready to go. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Don't mind my stomach here. I'm standing because get this to stay in. I got to stay in the camera range here. Because I get messy, and before I stick this stuff in the color, we're going to clean up just a little bit here. It's either going to be a fingerprint on it, or I'm just going to lay it right directly into the mist. All right.
Francie's asking about the Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, it's Francie. It's this little oven on the side that when you make something on YouTube like this that has glaze on it or that needs time to dry, you don't have the powers of television to give you enough time. We put it in the pretend Easy Bake Oven off to the side. It's all pretend. And then wada bing, we've got a piece that's already, oh, look how that dried so quickly. And I cut it off to the side of the camera. And yeah. It's fake. It's just a way to say we did a little we did some Walter pre-work.
Oh boy. Getting teamed up on here tonight.
Hey, yeah. All right. I'm just gonna cut this down. I've got this was 5.5, so I'm gonna go down to
Thanks, T.
There. And glue. Are you done? Are you sitting there done?
I am, but I'm watching you, and I'm also keeping an eye on the chat here.
Awesome. I'm in the assembly stage, so we're getting there.
Oh yeah, and you're right on time anyway. So.
Oh, that's not bad. I got a few minutes yet.
Yeah, you're good. Right. And actually, as you're doing that, I can just go ahead. And so here was the one that I showed at the beginning that I had pre-made. This was my example. And then here is the one I made this evening. A little different, but still generally pretty much the same design. Changed up the paper a bit. But really, that's about it. So Nice, easy, vintage Easter card.
So I pop this up on a wobble. That just gives me space to tuck. My rabbit got just a tiny bit wet over here on the side, so let's just pray his ear doesn't fall off on me. And I may have to just re-ink some of that when we're done. All I did was I just took little pieces of this grass and tucked it underneath. So I just put glue underneath here. And because this is plastic, it didn't stick to the plastic real well, so I got to make sure I get some on the card itself. And then I just wrapped. Like so. That's it. As easy as that. And then the ex-hairdresser in me just gives it a little haircut. The mixed media version of a haircut. Wonder if my old clients would have fell for that. I probably could have talked my old clients into anything, I think. Honestly, because I could have said, oh, I learned this new mixed media haircut technique, and they probably would have believed me and let me do anything. I would think. I had the best clients for doing hair. They just literally, it's like, hey, I think you need this color and this new haircut. And they'd be like, okay. So I just had the best clients. I trained them well. After 20 years of doing hair.
Wow.
I know. All I did was I popped this up on dimensionals and then glue so that I can get this to stick down and hold that grass down just a little bit too. And that's it. Yay, I might just have to recolor him just a tiny bit. Set him down to the side here, and I think he was sitting on top of my paintbrush. And then this is on the aubergine paper.
Oh, what a great choice for that.
Oh, that purple and pink. And then it pulls out some of the purple pinks and stuff out of that paper too, you know? Mm-hmm. The paper goes so well with that.
And the purple and green too. I love seeing purple and green together.
Oh, for sure. Yep. And now after cutting this up, so let me grab my one thing. The cool part about this, so I did just a full panel, and then this is literally an inch or inch and a half or so. You can get about 2 or 3 cards out of that. You know, by doing this, I did a full size panel, and then I can make a couple more out of that. All right. I'll throw this up on a card base here.
So Sean, there's a question for you in the chat about what made you stop doing hair.
You know, after 20 years of doing hair, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved my staff. I loved my clients. But I just was losing the drive to be creative with it anymore. And owning a business was a bit much and stressful in itself. And it was just time to move on. And I had a salon in Minneapolis that was close to the airport. Had a lot of flight attendant and pilot clients in my shop. And I got the bug to go be a flight attendant. And that's what I did, and worked myself up in the airlines a little bit. I'm not a flight attendant anymore, but I'm in management in the airlines. So that's how that second phase of my life got started. 20 years. I started when I was 19. So it was kind of like I started young and it was time to move on to something different, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I am done. Let's just get my stragglers off of there. There we go. So, let me get my first one side by side, since you did. Zoom in just a little bit.
Awesome.
All right. So my one tonight, my pre-made one, I had a little bit more grass, I think, on that one. But, yeah, there we go. This was fun. Again, this is going to, seriously, I'll probably say this every week now. This is just going to amaze me, like, how we are using the same product and how things can look so different, right? It's the same product and same inks, same stamp, same stencil, same chroma glazes, but it's just so different. And I think I'm going to love this every single week. So
I agree. And I think it's great that we can challenge each other too, to kind of go out of our comfort zones.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. This was just so fun. I'm gonna go back up to the face camera here as we close out.
Yeah, sounds
There we
good.
go. I had to stand up and then I took my hat off, so don't mind the hat hair since I was standing up. You
Yeah,
guys, thank you
don't,
so
don't,
much. Just a really quick to everybody in our chat. Thanks for hanging with us. You guys, that chat was just going like crazy like last week, so we just super appreciate that. We appreciate you guys being here to support this, and hopefully we're giving you guys some ideas. That bundle, just really quick, $60. We sold out last time, so you've got the chroma mist, you've got some chroma glazes in there, that jelly bean stencil. Get this, and you're going to have the colors you need for a lot of that stuff in his this Easter release, right? So yeah. Oh, thank you, Jim. Jim's like subscribe to our channels, so yeah, we appreciate you. We've been having them linked last week. We didn't get it linked this week because of tech stuff, but we'll link it. We'll fix all that for next week. So, Walter,
yeah.
I'll let you wrap us up and finish out.
Thanks so much. Yeah. Well, thank you all. Thank you for your compliments. Thank you for sharing your time with us this evening. We really appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you again next week.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Have a great night. Bye.
Bye-bye.